What's up, everybody? Steve here, rolling motivation, all that fun stuff. I recently got told by my buddy, whose birthday it is today, that I'm a funny guy, and that all my videos suck because I'm not funny in my videos. And you know what? He's right. And I'm not trying to be funny or not be funny. The trouble is that I'm trying to put a video together in order to bring content to a lot of people and hopefully value that everybody will see. Trouble is, while Toastmasters was wonderful, I did it for about 4 or 5 years, and I've given speeches before. I always sort of speak in this very ebb and flowy kind of way of bringing up volume and then bring it down when there's, you know, a serious point or something, right? And my other friend, Anthony Santa, I'm labeling both of you guys in this video because you both said the same thing about my videos. I'm funny, and my videos aren't funny. But the other thing that Anthony has told me is that I need to get out of my own way in terms of doing these types of things. And while that's all important, it was like, how do I do that? Like, how do I create content that's more real to me? Like, I mean, I had a tripod stand. I have, you know, all these things. I hit the button. I do the editing. I do all this stuff, and I think about, like, what am I doing it for? You know, the other thing that Anthony has politely mentioned to me, which I had forgot about for a moment. That's why I was rambling a minute ago. He told me, well, I'm Mr. Rolling Motivation, and I like to talk about goal setting and doing different things. And if I look back at my goal book, you know, to be honest with you, I've achieved a few of those goals in my goal book because I read it somewhere, listened to it somewhere, and some guru, as usual, that even people that write their goals down, vision board, lists, otherwise, if you write your goals down and then you put them away and, you know, you don't visit them for X amount of years, apparently 80% of the people tested in a university study achieve those goals just because they wrote them down. Something to do with getting it in the subconscious or something like that. Obviously worked to a degree. It didn't work great for me because Anthony's right. I'm not the greatest goal setter in terms of actually executing on the goals that I set. And that has a lot to do with belief in myself. And a lot of times I sit here and I talk to you guys about things that have happened to me and things that I've gone through in my life. And what it all means, and then the lessons that come out of it. And the things that I need to work on, and the things that I'm going to work on together. And if anybody has any questions, they can always hit me up on my email. That is all still true. Anybody has any questions, you always hit me up, hit my DMs. You know, it's going down in the DMs. Oh, shit. Okay, it goes down in the DMs, but it also can go down in my email. steve@rollingmotivation.com. Gofast@coolvehicles.ca. It doesn't really matter. I got my Cool Vehicles shirt on right now, thanks to Rain Coast Printing, and I'm going to get a Slurpee in a minute, so I'm just crushing out this video before I get wet. Fact of the matter is, I don't really know what this is all going to mean for me in the future in these videos and the content. I haven't touched the website in forever. I didn't put these videos up on the website for a long time. I used to be really diligent with that kind of stuff. Then I got into Cool Vehicles, and I wanted to change that and just have it be a place where I could talk about cool cars. And then it became this identity that I had to have it do something, and I had to have it grow, and I had to have it be this big thing, this sort of passive income money generator, so I could feel some sort of sense of online marketing accomplishment or some bullshit. And I got the best advice from a couple of friends recently in terms of Joe and Anthony. It was just, you know, get out of my own way. And Joe and I have talked about the concept of what's your wheelchair. That everybody has a disability. And everybody has something that they're trying to overcome. And, you know, Anthony gave me the advice to be semi-retired because I'm working for Websites Made with Love. I'm working with my buddy Mark. And I'm doing the tech stuff for him. And that's going really well. But it's only like, you know, 5 or so hours a week. I've got my disability coming in from that point, so I'm doing okay. This is not my long-term solution in terms of what I want to do with myself, but the thing about it is, I don't know what my long-term wants to look like. I know the things that I want in my life. I know the things that I want for myself and my girlfriend and me as an individual, my cutlass, my racing, all those things. But right now, I just wanted to have a heart-to-heart with whoever the hell is going to watch this video and tell them that I'm sorry, because I've been unreasonable to all of you to a degree. Not willingly, but I'm trying to put this front on. I do really enjoy all the things that I do. I enjoy sending cards with send-no cards. By the way, network marketing company, big surprise. It's awesome. But it's hard for me to promote that and say that it's something that people can do to make money in a time like this, because the real answer with that is, I don't know if it is. Because the fact of the matter is, you need to spend money in order to make money. You have to spend money to send the cards and the product. I mean, realistically, if you send a card even without one of the auto ship plans, you're looking at, it's about five and a quarter after postage, and it's a real card that gets printed and cut and folded. You can send a gift with it, that's extra cost, all that kind of stuff. You can send love to people through the mail with an actual mailed card that you type into. You can upload your own fonts, all that kind of stuff, and you can do it for fairly cheap. You can do it for cheaper than you can go buy a Hallmark card and then buy postage and go to the friggin' post office and send it. But it's not going to be for everybody right now, because people are struggling for money. And I want people to have some sort of disposable income so it doesn't become a chore in order to do this. I enjoy exercising with my Libert exercise bars. And I try and put out videos and content to support that. And I'm always here to talk about those types of things. Those products come with a DVD to help learn exercises and different things. Girlfriend bought a set of them. She loves them, uses them on a regular basis. I use them on a semi-regular basis. You know, I do other things to exercise on a regular basis. And, you know, I look here at the stack of my self-help books. I can spin this around. I think that's going to get it all in there. They're all there. And the fact of the matter is, they're all great as long as you apply those. My wonderful rant got cut off, and so what I was saying was that the self-help books are, they're great when you apply all those things. And I do apply a lot of them. I just have issues with consistency and different things, and I make all these excuses. And a lot of times these videos, they originally started as me being accountable for you know, changing those things. And I've been really doing some soul searching. I got pulled out with forceps when I was a baby. That's why I have cerebral palsy. My friend Anthony politely reminded me that I'm doing some body work and bashing the dents out from the inside, because I'm working on my you know, ability to sort of stress and you know, or sorry, not stress rather, and all those types of things. But one thing that was interesting is that video, like I said, it just got cut off. And what I would do in the past is I would then go and re-record the whole video and get frustrated and want to change it and want to try and say the same things with the same vigor and the same sort of passion that I was saying it originally, and realistically, without you know, changing those types of things. I think it's better, because you then still get the same cadence and you get all that stuff. Because what I would do is, the original creativity, when I would do more than one take on something, it would often get cut off, and then I would lose that sort of that original intent, or that original thought process, and all those types of things. And I think that's important for me not to do that in these cases anymore, because I get kind of frustrated with the way things are working for me. And it's not about being negative, and it's not about even being positive. It's about being sort of realistic with myself in terms of what I want to do. And a long time ago, Joe and I talked about something called "What's Your Wheelchair?" And I think that is something that I really want to focus on because it's part of being understanding that everybody has something that they need to go through. I mean, I mentioned it in the earlier half of this video before it got cut off, so I might be repeating myself, but I don't care. But I get tired a lot of people that you know, it's every third video in my newsfeed. It's every sponsored video that I watch, like where there's an ad in the middle. It's, you know, I'm some idiot that pops out of a Lamborghini and says that he was eating Mr. Noodles, you know, 14 months ago, living in a basement suite. Now he's got a mansion, and I don't care. Nobody cares. Nobody believes you. Nobody should buy your stupid course because your course is dumb, and you probably just built it without actually doing the work. The product that you sell is not actually how to help people do that. You sold the course, people buy the course, and then therefore that's how you make your money, and then you can say you're some sort of guru. It's the whole idea of like writing a book on how to be a millionaire actually makes you a millionaire, not actually what you had to do. And that's where I've really wanted to take this. What's your wheelchair type idea? There will be a time in the very near future that I'll come out with some sort of course, and it's not going to be goal setting necessarily. It's not necessarily going to be all self-helpy. I think it's going to intentionally get people thinking in the way that I've been thinking recently, which is simply, we all have flaws, we all have things that we need to deal with, we all have issues that we need to overcome, and it's not about judging ourselves, and it's about letting go of that stuff and letting go of what other people think we should do, and it's about understanding that whatever your issue that you are overcoming is, whether it be a disability, whether it be being a single parent, whether it being the fact that you stress a lot, whether it be you want to, you know, you're single and you want to get into a relationship, whether you're in a crappy relationship but you don't want to get out of it, you want to repair, whatever it is, there's always something that people need to deal with. And what I want to do is I want to provide a way for people through content that they can actually do that. And it's not about, oh, you set this goal from 1 to 10 and la-di-da, in 30 days you're going to do this. Like, no, it's a constant like sort of effort. It's not like you're going to be overwhelmed and working on this craft for the rest of your life, but you kind of are. But it shouldn't be like something that's overwhelming. It should be something that you want to do. You want to get better every day. You want to improve on something. You want to improve on a skill set. I can sometimes help you improve on specific skill sets, and I can give you advice on certain things, but I don't have any right to tell anybody how to live their life or what they should or shouldn't do. If someone comes for me advice and says, what do you think I should do about this? I will tell them if I have knowledge in that area. But what I want people to be able to do is come up with the idea of what is holding them back. What is their disability? What is something that stops people or stops you specifically? Let's talk to whoever else watching this video. It might be 6 people, might be 1 person, but the person that's watching it right now, what is stopping you? What do you want to fix? Like, what do you want to work on? What's your disability? If someone had to put you on the spot, I'll give you $200. You know, if they said I'll give you $1,000 if you can tell me what your disability is, what would you tell them? I'm not going to give you $1,000. That's my caveat, by the way. Make sure that no one believes that I'm giving them money to tell me what their disability is, because I would have had that contest years ago and I would have won it. But I want to be able to provide people with something that they can take away and chip away at what they want to change or improve on what's already been good. And I don't necessarily know how that's going to turn out. I don't know what that's going to look like. I don't know if that's going to be more videos like this where I'm just talking about stupid crap, or it's going to be me, you know, rolling down the road chatting with people. I don't know what it's going to look like, but I want something that is more authentic to me than it has been, because Joe and Anthony and all my other friends are right. I'm hilarious, and no one's been able to see that because I give too much of a shit about what people are thinking about me in a lot of cases, and I got to stop that in a big way. in a big way. That needs to stop. Not just because I had some sort of big time meltdown around my 38th birthday a couple weeks back, and I had really had to start thinking about my stress level and having staph infection last year and having all this stuff. But I just wasn't happy with the direction of a lot of stuff that I was doing. Like I said, I really enjoy the Libert bars. Hopefully they don't mind that I've sworn a little bit in this video. I know my mom's going to be mad because she said you shouldn't swear in public and you shouldn't do all that stuff. And I tried my best. I said shit a few times on this video. Probably said shit again. That's 2 more times. Sorry, Mom. But the fact of the matter is I'm coming out of this thing understanding myself a crap ton better than before. And yeah, like I don't know anymore if I really want to be that side hustle entrepreneur anymore. Like I want to provide value for people, but I don't necessarily want to have it to be a thing, because then I have to stress about content and consistency and newsletters and blah blah blah. Like what if this all comes down to me learning a skill set and then I get to become a really good employee with a decent job where I get paid the value that I believe that I provide in that job, and it suits me well, and I can come home and just turn it all off. Or it might be a combination of that and my network marketing, and obviously going to keep doing the Libert bars because they're rad, and I'm going to keep doing send out cards as far as the customer goes, and hopefully provide that as an opportunity for a lot of people to do some awesome stuff. But I was being a salesy weirdo, Joe. That's all I'm trying to say. My buddy is my buddy Joe, who I mentioned earlier in this video, and in the other half that got cut off. I was being a salesy weirdo. Even though I was only talking to 2-3 people or a couple of people about different things, I was commenting on their posts and sharing links and talking about discount codes. And then I was like, always sort of concerned about making that sale, trying not to sound like a salesy weirdo. But guess what? I was, because that's what we're ingrained to do. We're ingrained to go up to somebody and ask them, "How was your day?" And we don't actually care how their day was. Like we want to talk to them, and we want to say what we want to say, and we want to, we lead conversations with, "What do you do for work?" whenever we meet somebody. Like, I don't know, who cares what you do for work? What about, like, what do you do for fun? Like, that's the thing. If anybody comments on any of this video, one thing I want people to comment on for sure is, what do you do for fun? Comment in the video. Like nobody ever emails me anyway. It barely leaves any comments. But what do you do for fun? Like, what's the thing you would do if you didn't have to work, or within this COVID thing and all the stuff that's happening? What have you been doing for fun? Like, what's the positive in your life? That's what I want to hear, right? And I know I always ask people, what do you want help with? And no one can answer, because no one really ever thinks about what they need help with until they actually need help with it. So I'm going to wrestle with that for now and for the rest of my life. And I think at the end of the day, we're all probably going to end up doing the same thing. So I got to figure out what the hell I want to do with my content. Everything's going to stay up there. Rolling Motivation is still fine. Cool Vehicle's still going to do what it's going to do. I just don't know what new direction I want to go. Like, the whole "what's your wheelchair" thing sounds like a great idea, but what does that actually mean? Like, how do I provide that value for people to find out what their sort of obstacle is, whatever their issue is? Like, does that mean then we figure out on an individual basis what is holding you back, and then give you things on how to fix that? Like, I don't quite know how to provide that value to people, and this video is going to end up being like 15 or 20 minutes altogether. Me rambling along, which is a lot different than the 2 minutes I usually do. But I've been doing like 30 and 40 with the Roll With It episodes with my buddy Dave, and those have been really helpful. But I needed to get into a position where I could feel like I was being more authentic, and having a row full of self-help books and just looking at them and being like, oh my god, like just regurgitating that information and not necessarily applying it in a way that's super helpful to me. Like, I'm blessed. I have a great life. I have a great girlfriend, a great family. I'm in, you know, subsidized housing, and I've been here for 13 years. It's all accessible. It's, you know, one of the most accessible locations that I've ever lived in or stayed in or any of those things. Despite being trapped in my building for a couple weeks 3 years ago, stuck when the elevator was down. So I was prepared for COVID. The universe, God, whatever you want to call it, was preparing me for COVID years ago when the elevator went down for 2 straight weeks. Because if I ever had to quarantine in this whole process, I have not had to, but I would be ready because I was stuck in my apartment, had no choice before. Now I don't want to leave because Netflix and internet and other cool things. So yeah, there's me. We're 13 minutes on this half, and I think I was like 7 or 8 minutes on the other one. So enjoy 20 to 21 minutes-ish of me rambling about stuff, telling you that, hey, my previous videos suck. I'm a salesy weirdo. I'm going to stop doing that. I'm going to find a way to help people find out what their wheelchair is and what's holding them back. And then after I help them figure that out, I got to figure out how to help you guys to the point where it actually makes sense for everybody. And it makes sense for me because I always found it a chore to record these videos, and oh, the lighting, and oh, your lights just blind people from behind with those, you know, they're the pot lights there. They're just, you should change this, and you should do this, and you should get a microphone. And everybody should stop telling me what to do, and I need to stop telling myself that I need to do all that crap to actually provide value to people. It's important you can hear me and see me and all that kind of stuff because I am beautiful. But at the end of the day, I don't want this to be a thing for myself and for everybody to be stressed about. So what's your wheelchair? It's not just about you guys and me trying to help provide value to you. It's me trying to figure out what does all mean to me. Like, I know what my disability is. I know what my wheelchair is. I'm sitting in my damn wheelchair. But so what? That's the part that I gotta figure out. So what? Anyway, I love you all. I'm not gonna tell you to like and subscribe and share the video because I honestly hate it when people do that. And yeah, if you get value out of this, cool. Thanks. Send me a message. Tell me, hey, I got some value out of it. Or you talk too long. Or your sweater's old. Or your face looks fat. Or from this angle, it looks like you got 3 chins. 3 chins. 2 chins? 1 chin? Whatever. Just tell me something. And do comment below, like what you're grateful for. Like, what do you do for fun? Like, share some of that around. And, you know, even if you don't comment that on this video, please write that on your Facebook or your Instagram or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, write it. Write that out. Tell people what you're grateful for. Tell people what makes you happy. Do that. Other than that, we'll talk to you soon. Bye.